Hey guys, I don't know about you, but one of our favorite movies that we love to watch as a family and actually individual is Forrest Gump. I'm sure it's a classic that to your family as well as your home as well. But one of the most important parts I want to share with you today is actually the turning point that Forrest had. Now, if you've seen the movie, actually halfway through the movie, there was a turning point that affected his life dramatically from years ago after that. And actually, at that point in time, when he was on the beach after he saved Lieutenant Dan, he held his friend Bubba in his arms. And at that particular time, there was a promise that Forrest made to his buddy Bubba that he was going to start a shrimp boat company with his friend. But unfortunately, if you saw the movie, he lost his dear friend at that particular time. Now, Forrest made a point to basically make a commitment to be able to honor his good friend and do something that he wasn't really ready for or even had any knowledge of. And if you fast forward to the rest of the movie, going towards the end, Forrest took time to be able to have the resources and have the opportunities that were available and buy his first boat. Now, obviously, if you saw the movie, it didn't actually start out very well. But as you go through the movie, as he's actually having some turmoil, he's having some problems, he really doesn't know what he's doing. He goes along the bay, and actually outside the bay on the bridge, he actually ran into his old friend who he saved on that same beach, Lieutenant Dan. Now, at that particular time, Lieutenant Dan was kind of more snarky, kind of a little bit of attitude. He basically said, well, I made a promise to you. If you're a shrimp boat captain, I'll be your first mate. Now, that was actually a turning point for both of them. He actually did like to have the company of his good friend, as well as he was able to be able to commit to a promise that he made to a dear friend. Now, as you fast forward a little bit longer, as he's out there struggling on the sea, the storm was coming. And actually at the point that there was such a rough storm that was coming, that eventually when all the other fishermen saw the dangers, he actually took it upon himself to go through the storm. He actually not only went through the storm, he went to the storm. And as you could see in the movie, most of the other boats, the fishermen, actually went to the shore. And what happened at that point in time, during the storm, when it was at its worst, basically Lieutenant Dan went to the top of the keep and tied himself in, and he actually fought up and shouted out to the heavens, said, God, this is the best that you got, come give it to me. And it was at that point that he came to his realization. It was at that point, through the storm, he made his peace with God. And at that particular time when he did that, all the other fishing boats that got scared of the storm and got scared of everything else, they went to the shores and got their boats tied up. And at that particular point, all those other boats got tore up. And as the story kept going on, is from that point, once he was able to go through the storm and be able to face all the obstacles and everything that's going on, him as well as Forrest went through the rest of the movie and became very prominent, and basically were very successful at that particular time. And that's actually was the turning point, not only for Lieutenant Dan but also for Forrest Gump. They've battled the storm, and they battled all the rough waves, and they battled all the different things that life was throwing at them. And they were one of the very few in the movie that actually survived it and thrived after that point in time. So the reason why I say this is actually brought up this story is a great point right now, is if you've been following our videos, if you've been seeing social media, if you've been watching the news, there's a lot of unforeseen things right now. I'm sure you've probably seen things of war, you saw things of Florida about the storms that are coming on. But I know at this particular time, there's storms in your life as well that, that are coming up that you just, you don't have the ability to be able to overcome. Well, this is the reason why I'm doing this video, is I want to be your Lieutenant Dan. How can I be able to help you, with life's problems, with life storms? If for some reason you're dealing with bankruptcy, you're dealing with death, you're dealing with wills, trustees, probate, if you're dealing with divorce, if there's things in your life that are your storm that you can't be able to solve on yourself, that actually you need help and advice, be able to get people to be able to, that you trust, to be able to give you information, to be able to help you make the decision that's right for you. We love to talk to you. The storms of life sometimes could be very overpowering, but I know of a God that can be able to help out and be able to help you through any storm. So if you need help, if just somebody to be there with you in the boat, let us know. If we could possibly advise you, be able to give you information, as well as possibly, give you information to make a decision if it is the right time to be able to make a decision in real estate, whether it is to buy or sell or possibly work with somebody else. We love to help you out. And if life's storms to you are just too unbearable, even if it has nothing to do with real estate and you just need a simple prayer, reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. So this morning, I just wanted to reach out to you, let you know, life does have its storms, but you can get through it. And if we could be able to help you, and I could be your Lieutenant Dan, let us know. Reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.